Maybe it's just some people's fatigue with AI, but there's been a resurgence brewing of lo-fi imagery within the visual zeitgeist. I mean, the Backrooms movie just hit the box office. Point-and-shoot digital cameras from the early 2000s are selling like hotcakes at flea markets in Brooklyn. And Olivia Rodrigo just dropped a music video shot entirely on VHS, BetaCam, and MiniDV cameras. To be perfectly honest, it makes me excited. I love this shit. So we're gonna go down that rabbit hole today with the cinematographer who shot Olivia's music video.
We were trying to use it because of how beautiful it looks. It wasn't actually about looking nostalgic. I think Petra and I think this is a great format for people's faces. They're soft before you even add lighting. Like, it's a beautiful poetic representation of reality, not actual reality. And I feel like we've kind of been stuck in this, like someone else called it like the, what did they call it? Like the plague of realism, or like the cult of realism. Like, it's like video games want to look more real and everything wants to look higher resolution and cameras look more and more. It's just like...
Yeah, I feel like we've solved cameras, do you?
Yeah, we've solved cameras. I feel like at this point, it's LUTs to me. It's film stocks or LUTs, meaning the contrast curve and the color. I don't know. I say lower resolution. I prefer we go back to like 2K or 720.
As you can tell, I hated this episode, and I'm sure you will too. You are watching episode 50 of this show. Making one a week has been quite the labor of love for my editor, Edward, and I. And I looked at the data, and most of you watching right now aren't subscribed. So if you could do that, we would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
So I'm excited to talk to you because, yes, you're an incredibly talented cinematographer. But I'm also really excited to break down this music video for Olivia Rodrigo because you shot it on old VHS and BetaCam cameras.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. I mean, we had a blast shooting this video, so.
I mean, you did it. You made what most people have thought to be an old and dirty, low-res, lo-fi format look, well, I mean, maybe as good as it possibly can. I mean, I think Aiden here asks it the simplest way, like, how did you make a shit camera look so good?
Well, I mean, first of all, I feel like these cameras look gorgeous, so like that's easy. I mean, I think the real trick is just we bypassed the analog recorders and we went straight to digital recording. So then you're just getting the raw, clean signal out of the camera, and you'd be shocked how good these cameras look when it's the tapes that kind of degrade it and that also have a beautiful quality to them. But we didn't want that on this video. We weren't looking for it to look vintage. We were looking for actually like the beautiful quality of the camera signal itself to be the look. So Petra just said to me she wanted the absolute cleanest analog video signal. So that's what we did.
And I feel like I might throw up. Left hook, right punch to the gut.
I would think that you guys would want that tape, that old vintage. I mean, listen, I gotta tell you, I absolutely personally love VHS. For some reason, I have discovered my first camera again from when I was 10, which is this old Panasonic Omni movie. Yeah. And I just can't put the thing down. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, I do too, and I love the formats when you shoot them. And I'm usually the one saying we have to shoot to tape. I mean, on Winning Time, when season 2 had we introduced VHS-C, and I was the one pushing that we would shoot on real tapes, and then had Company 3 had to refine old, VHS-C. What do you call them? Tape decks, so they could ingest it. But this just didn't want to have that quality of a picture. Like, it's not actually about looking vintage or at all. Our references were like karaoke videos and like Korean fashion videos, and like, I don't know, I wanted to make All About Lily Chow Chow. I don't know if that reference means anything, but like this Japanese movie in the 90s, they shot on like MiniDV, but like it wanted to look like the cleanest, most beautiful. We were trying to use it because of how beautiful it looks, not because of how kind of like destroyed or nostalgic. It wasn't actually about looking nostalgic. It was that I think Petra and I think this is a great format for people's faces. This is beautiful.
Yeah. I want to talk about specifically the cameras that you chose, because you didn't choose just one. You chose 3, right? Why those cameras?
Yeah, it really came out of just different needs for different shots. I mean, the base look Petra and I had tested a couple different BetaCams a while ago and knew that we loved certain BetaCams. And so when this video came up, we both knew which BetaCam we wanted to use. But then it became, there were different needs from the project. One was that we were looking for like some sort of weird slow motion, kind of drunk slow motion look. And I was just like YouTubing different cameras to find out which vintage cameras might have like weird shutter effects. And on like a demo video for the Panasonic MS4, there's like this button on the side that's called like shutter mode or shutter play mode or something. It feels like it's like some weird like thing that an engineer added as like a purchase point for the camera. And it did this. And I was like, holy shit, this is the look. And I sent it to Petra. I was like, is this interesting? And she was like, yes, that's the opening. That's it. So then it became about finding a Panasonic MS4, you know, to get that effect. And then we started using the camera throughout the video because it also had a really cool look on it. And then the reason we used a, whatever it is, the HD cam, was because the lenses we could get for the BetaCam were not wide enough for the shot we needed, which there were two shots. One was spinning under her looking up at the chandelier, and then the other one was with her and the two guitarists in the main room. So we needed a wide angle adapter, like a skateboard wide angle adapter for that camera, and it wouldn't fit on the lens that was on the BetaCam. So when we were at the rental house at RVZ, I was like, what other weird cameras, video cameras do you have that take these wide angle adapters? And then we have this little HD cam camera, this little like skateboard camera, and it took the wide angle adapter and then they had this nice, beautiful, wide distorted image. So that's it. These cameras just came from different needs for the project. And then, because I think also it wasn't about mixing formats actually, and that kind of became the idea, but originally it was not like a mixed format idea. It was more like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that, yeah. Yeah,
that makes sense to me. I see a 16 millimeter film camera on here. Tell me about this table of selection, this beautiful selection you have here.
So we kept a 16 millimeter camera on set loaded with film. We never used it, but we had it there because I think Petra and I were aware that we're going to Versailles with Olivia and we're shooting only with low res formats. I think that probably so we just want to make sure that if someone asked from the label or anyone, if they weren't comfortable with what we were doing, that we would be able to say like, yeah, there's a film camera here ready to go, you know? I think we hoped that everyone loved and trusted what we were doing, but we wanted to make sure that, you know, we could take care of them if they wanted, but we never touched it.
I want to talk more about this look, specifically like how you manage the shutter and the frames per second. Like when I watch it, it looks, maybe it's a lack of motion blur or it's a bitrate thing. Help me understand when I see this, even when I watched it on YouTube. I don't know if it's something to do with how you guys uploaded it, but it doesn't look like your typical 24 frames per second.
Yeah, it's outputted at 50p or maybe 50i, which that's the trick. And that's the thing I really pushed for is when we shot it to make sure that our DIT could ingest the footage in Interlaced, in I think 50 Interlaced. And then I think I found out that either the labels output deliverables or YouTube's, one of them can't do Interlaced, they can only do progressive, but they could do 50. And I was like, that's it, that's the trick. So we just kept the pipeline entirely Interlaced 50, and then I think it ended progressive 50, but that's what preserves the motion blur. There's also several different ways that you can, it's literally just different checkboxes that you can change in the outputs, which changes how it interpolates the interlaced. And if you do it wrong, you get this like jittery zebra thing that happens, which is what I think is what you see in most kind of videos online when you shoot this kind of stuff and output it in 24. It was really hard to make sure that through the pipeline, through editorial, through final outputs, through VFX cleanup, that it maintained the 50 progressive timeline output, because if it dropped anywhere, then the new outputs would have that sort of like staticky, jittery motion. So it's just about protecting the 50.
Yeah. Paul wants to know about the workflow, like monitors on set. How did you guys output of camera? Did you guys do playback, right? Things like that.
Yeah, we for the older cameras, there were analog to digital converters, and then once they're in the digital space, they went out to monitors, to VTR, out to everyone, and then we were recording to solid state recorders, like S/S recorders. I think the DV cam was the only one that we might have shot direct to its little solid state recorder tapes. This guy. But yeah, that's it. Super simple. Yeah.
Love it. Was this easier or harder than your typical camera system workflow on set?
It was harder only because we really didn't have the time to prep the cameras properly. So like, the BetaCam had wireless focus on it, but like it was pushing against the lens and it wasn't really built for handheld. It's like we had a rig for it, but we had one day to prep multiple cameras that we were still finding on the day. So yeah, I mean, my first AC, Vincent did an amazing job pulling it all together last minute. I think it was probably a big pain in the ass for them. For me, it's fun because I just get to grab the weird camera and shoot the cool thing, and it's awesome. But I think like gear wise, it was a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, totally. This one we've talked about it a little bit. I know you're using that HDV one. Absolutely love this shot. Let's talk about how you guys approached it.
Yeah, we just we put the camera on a remote 2-axis remote head, maybe 3-axis remote head, but like a very simple head that could spin while pointing up. I actually think it's an AR head. I can't remember. We might have gone with the AR head that normally goes on a Steadicam. But we either put the AR on the ground or it was like some other similar, spinning axis head, and that's it.
So simple. Can we get into lighting a little bit? Did you have a specific lighting approach that is different than the one you typically take because of the cameras you were shooting with?
I mean, the only difference in lighting for the cameras is that you're lighting to a slower ASA. I mean, we never measured them, but like I was reading them, it seemed like they were more like, 350 ASA, 400 ASA. This camera, the BetaCam especially, was probably felt like it was 270 ASA. Like you had to really give it light.
Gotcha.
So outside of lighting to a slower ASA or ISO, I mean, the lighting, we're just doing kind of classic fashion lighting for me and Petra. I mean, one of the main tools we were using was, you can see it on the left there, is I'd asked my gaffer. Yeah, we've been building like large 8x8 Christmas light rigs that you can bring really close to camera and dim down, and it goes in the eyes and it creates like a really soft, beautiful, it's like many small sources create like a soft source together. And when I had mentioned it to my gaffer, he said that he actually had these things called woodies, which were like these giant, beautiful muslin wooden panels that were filled with old tungsten light bulbs, like, 80 of them, 60 of them, 40 of them. And then you just dim those super down. So we had those in different sizes. I think the one you're seeing there is one of the smaller ones, but we had ones that were like 8x8, I think. And those would go behind camera or near camera. So often we were using those as either key lights or fill lights. And then if we were moving around crazy, we had like an LED panel light through like a muslin ball on a boom pole. It was kind of like those two tools. Sometimes we use colored LED lighting depending on the scene, but like the main workhorse was those two tools.
Oh, this thing here. Yeah. So this is LED,
exactly.
And
I was shocked how well that worked. Yeah.
I mean, the incandescent look, I absolutely love it. Did you choose incandescence for a specific reason? Like, why is this not an LED panel, like a light panel flipped up?
Because of the quality, because we knew that for this tool, we didn't need color control, and many incandescent bulbs together create one beautiful soft source that still, because it's comprised of many small sources, you still get skin highlight and ping. So you get like something like almost like what you get from like a beauty dish. You get highlight, but you also get extreme softness. It doesn't happen when you use like a giant diffuse single LED source. You have to do it with like many small sources together. And we just knew that the dimmed down tungsten look was going to be the color and the beautiful look that we wanted. I just wanted to keep it simple, and not overcomplicate it,
Yeah. What about the lights in this location here? Like stuff in the chandelier. Did you have any control over those, or is that just what it's giving you?
They wouldn't let us touch anything. It was Versailles was amazing, but they were very particular about what we could touch and couldn't touch. So we asked them to replace some of their bulbs so that at least they were uniform, and we asked for on-off control. But outside of that, that's all we were allowed. So I usually set the color balance on the camera to what we couldn't control in the room, and then lit off of that, But in that room, that's just their lights on, and then our muslin ball.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Let's talk about this scene.
'Cause I always had a vision of us standing like this, all pressed up in the bathroom line. You looking like an angel on the walls of Versailles, the most alive I've ever been. Kiss me and I dropped dead.
Totally love this one. But let's just start with lighting. From a lighting standpoint, What are you guys doing here?
Yeah, I mean, this came from an idea that Petra gave to me. She wanted us to zoom out from a close-up, and as we zoom out, the laptop is strobing to the song. First, it's coloring her in the color of the club she was just at, and then it starts strobing to the song. I mean, it's really simple, actually. Like, we just lit the space. I mean, my favorite lighting choice I love so much is right here. I stole this from, oh my God, it's an old horror movie, Suspiria. You basically, we front lit the chandeliers with source 4s.
Oh, yeah.
So that, because it's basically like in old films, the film stock, the chandelier lights weren't bright enough to actually expose. So they would shoot lamps at is what I imagine would happen. They'd shoot lamps at the chandeliers so that they would illuminate. But what you get is these hard shadows of the chandelier on the wall. So it became like my favorite tools. We would just like source 4 the chandeliers to illuminate them in the background, which lights them up because they're crystal, but it also puts their shadows on the wall, you know?
I love that. What a specific vibe. And it really makes those glow in a different way. That's sick.
It's fun. Yeah, so there's that going on. And then there's some ceiling bounces to get the room to stop, and then you can kind of see it in the mirror. And then off camera left is the 8x8 Woody light. So off camera left is the big, tungsten bulb thing. And then I think we hid vortexes inside on the left on every. There were these giant windows with big, like, heavy curtains, and we basically uplit each curtain so that would just ambient the room.
Oh,
and
wow.
then the laptop's doing
lot.
the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot here just to get it to stop because that camera is so slow. And we did the same. There's 3 rooms in the background. They all have vortexes shooting through the curtains to illuminate the rooms. And then in the very far background, there's a couple hard LED lights giving that like back edge. But the main thing going on here is there's just, I think, 4 little panel brick lights that are hidden behind, Velcroed to her laptop. And those are running to our board op who had programmed color lighting shifting and also the strobes, which I think we ended up doing the strobes live. We had like gotten the time code for the song and tried to build it in, and it just never matched up. So we ended up just he was just literally hearing the song and just going boom, 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 boom to the strobes,
Yeah. That was my next question is there's no way, as light hungry as that sensor is, that's the actual laptop screen.
Yeah, no, that's a bunch of hidden LED lights. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. I think, it's the camera's I think it's on a dolly on the floor because the zoom wasn't wide enough to do the whole thing. And
Well, okay, knowing how much light it took to light up this room, what about this one? Same thing?
Yeah, similar thing. We were really short on time at this point, so we knew this is Marie Antoinette's bedroom, which was so cool shooting in that room. But basically, we went down. We designed it so that we would just walk down to this. This room is the background room of the other setup, so we knew that we'd already have the lights in it. So we just went down to the end room, so they have the backlight, and then they're lit from, I think we did 2 Woodies on both sides and maybe one under the camera. So there's like a lot of. Oh, actually, that's funny. Would you go back to that image? Maybe there was a beauty dish I don't remember us having. Oh, that's so funny. Wow, we must have had a beauty dish I forgot we used right above lens that mixed into all the tungsten lighting, but that's for her face. It's just a bunch of stuff from camera, from below and from in front.
A beauty lens. What is this?
A beauty dish.
A beauty
dish is like they're similar to Breezy's, but they're like ceramic dishes, and the bulb sticks forward like my fist. But then the light, God, I'm going to say this wrong. Someone's going to correct me. But I feel like with a Breezy, it shoots back into the reflector and goes back. I feel like a beauty dish is doing that too, but somehow it's like it's bouncing into porcelain. Someone correct me, but it's like a Breezy, but
they will.
It gives like a more focused, hard fashion beauty light that basically has harder shadows, but like really fast, dynamic fall off. It's beautiful.
Got it. That's cool. That's why they call it the
And then
beauty
you have
dish.
the same, my favorite, shooting through it's lighting up the chandeliers from the front.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember that one. That's a good one. And honestly, you can't even tell that they're front lit from, what did you say, a source 4?
Yeah, from like an LED source 4. You just have to get the LED source 4s really close to camera. That way the shadows get buried like basically behind the object,
I see. Brilliant, dude. Brilliant. You went handheld for a bit. This BTS is fine. You know, I just would like to see more of you in it. And I think that's you, right?
Yeah, that's
There
us.
you are.
This is us. We got to walk around the gardens of Versailles, and we just shot Olivia while the sun went down, and we just chased it with the LED muzzball. I don't know why. I have never had success with LED muzzballs, especially like usually I'll use them for fill, but not as the key light. I don't know why it turned out so well. I know that we were like chasing it and live, like I was hand holding camera and then I would be walking over and dialing the color temp as we went, as the light went down, and you know, my gaffer was there checking, and I don't know, we were just kind of running around, but maybe it just came down to the position of where we put it, but I'm more happy with how it keyed than normal. Yeah.
Turn that it's feminine intuition, 'cause I always had a vision of us standing like this, all pressed up.
I'm going to get into this. This is big. You know, let's talk about this location. You know, was this a one location shoot?
This was 2 days, if
Okay.
I remember correct. God, was it 1 day? Oh my God, I can't remember. I feel like it was 2 days, but I might be wrong about that. But this location, we weren't really allowed to do much.
Yeah.
So we just turned on what we wanted, turned off what we didn't want. And basically along the back building, we put, I don't know, 24 little LED, like little aperture, I think puck lights or whatever, that uplight each of the pillars just to match the ones that, yeah, basically the ones that you're pointing at were real, but the ones in the inner thing, those are us.
Oh, gotcha.
And then we hid the building on the right. There's an open window, and we hid as big, might have been like a 9K yeah, exactly. You can see it there. There's some vortexes and maybe a 9K in that one window, which side light her.
Wow.
And that's it. We're also chasing with the LED muzzle and ball. We're Steadicam with the BetaCam on a vehicle.
Yeah, can we just talk about this insanely legendary pullout here at the end? My
Yeah,
God,
this
I wasn't
is
even expecting it.
us trying to do that shot in the fighter at the opening of the fighter, where the camera's on a vehicle and it just rips off as fast as it can.
So sick. So sick. Yeah, that was a fun. You guys seem to really utilize that setup, that like golf cart Steadicam setup.
Yeah, I like when the aesthetic is really stripped down and simple, but then you're using the right tools to let the camera do something really evocative and amazing, but with like really lo-fi, simple, classic techniques. There's like something that happens like high-low thing there, you know?
Yeah. Chill and Harry wants to talk about flying the BetaCam on Steadicam. I mean, the Steadicam operator, honestly, it's a pretty ergonomic camera. They're designed to be pretty balanced. Did he enjoy flying that thing?
I think he did. Yeah. I mean, I think he enjoyed doing something weird, you know? I'm more impressed. Him doing that staircase shot is out of control. I mean, this stuff's nuts as well, but this staircase shot is crazy on the BetaCam. I love this little thing he does here. This is something Petra had asked for, to tilt up when she says the walls of Versailles and then come back down and find her. It's just like so lovely.
It's so cool, man. You would expect a cut. I thought it was going to cut, but then it came right back to where it started, and I love it.
Yeah, he crushed it.
So he's just
This
good.
is
There's
a fun
no
one to light. There's a lot of, this one has, there's a bunch of different lights hidden, and then we're dimming them on and off so they don't create camera shadows as we go.
Oh, really? Wow. I had no idea. So Steadicam homie was just walking down the stairs, or did you guys build a ramp or anything?
No, he just walked down the stairs. He was just a
good.
beast.
Just a beast. Yeah. Dude, you got to work with Petra Collins. What's she like to work with?
Oh, Petra's so amazing. She's just the best. It's like, I don't know, man. We just have similar tastes, and I just love her work, and I love her so much. And working with her is a joy. I mean, you're collaborating with another artist, with another photographer, you know, and another person with so much taste. So for me, it's just really fun to like jam and collaborate. And you know, she has such great ideas, and then I love finding things based on the inspirations she gives me and bringing them back to her and see what is right for the project. And I don't know, she's just a joy. And she's so powerful on set, you know, with the way that we let creativity flow and the way she works with the talent. And I don't know, she's the best.
Yeah, absolute legend. Love her work. Dude, Dude, anything else? What other challenges? Did something, every shoot presents those. Sometimes they're expected, sometimes they're not. Did you learn any lessons? Just any big takeaways from this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same takeaway I always learn, which is you got to like surrender and let things flow and change, because I mean, like any video, like we ran out of time and there were things we wanted to do that we couldn't do and we weren't allowed to control, and there were surprises about where we were allowed to do and not do at Versailles. So just kind of like rolling with the punches. And it's something that Petra's so good about too, is like staying cool and staying creative. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's about being liquid and flexible as you're going, and letting kind of best idea win as things are going wrong and changing. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I learned how to preserve the interlaced signal, because it's something I've been trying to do for a very long time, and we weren't completely able to do it on Winning Time, which was okay, because ultimately that did want to look like completely destroyed vintage footage, but getting the clean signal was kind of a revelation. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. Yeah.
How are you doing with everything else? What you been up to?
I'm doing good. I'm in the Canary Islands right now at an Airbnb. We're in the middle of shooting a movie about vampires in Hollywood. Sick. In the 80s. So yeah, I'm doing great. I miss Los Angeles, but I'm doing great.
Yeah. Do you have any tips out there for young cinematographers who want to make work like yours?
Don't make work like mine. Make the most personal thing possible, and really try to spend time shooting what you love in the way that you love it. I really mean that. I don't know if that means, it sounds like a platitude, but like, there's a lot of cinematographers out there now that I feel like the technology has been democratized. Like everyone's a DP. So I think the thing that sets you apart is making the work personal, and like being brave to make it personal.
Yeah. It does take bravery, honestly. What is overrated right now in this industry?
What is overrated? The camera latitude and resolution.
Yeah, I feel like we've solved cameras. Do you?
Yeah, we've solved cameras. I feel like at this point, we should be talking more. I feel like it's LUTs to me. It's film stocks or LUTs, meaning the contrast curve and the color. We have solved cameras. I'm actually more and more shooting lower resolution. We're doing a movie on 16 millimeter right now, and we're cropping in on that. And I don't know. I feel like the thing that Petra would say, and I agree, is that like the reason we chose these cameras is because at a lower resolution, they look better on people. Like they soften without needing filtration. They soften without, like, they're soft before you even add lighting. Like the higher resolution thing, I don't think is helping our talent and our actors. So I know that we use high resolution cameras, but then we use softer lenses. But then for me, that gives this like weird digital alien, super sharp but super soft thing that some people do beautifully. I can't do it, you know? I don't know. I say lower resolution. I prefer we go back to like 2K or 720.
Dude, it's so funny. I have this conversation with so many people in my own way, but I want to have it with you because I want to help dial in my stance on this, because Todd, I couldn't agree more. I think cameras, they get to a certain resolution. Again, we solved it, right? It used to be a thing where getting 4K was a big deal because the affordability aspect of higher resolutions happened, and it has happened, and it's great. But I think there's so much more to chase. Like when I'm walking around with this thing, right? People like hiking, people are like, what are you doing with that? Like what a cute little toy, you know, like we're all used to seeing them, you know, up in someone's attic or in a estate sale or antique store. But me, I'm like, I freaking love this. I've almost like rediscovered my passion for filmmaking through this dirty thing. And I just freaking love it because it's something that no, 6K camera can even dream of. Now there's the other side of, there's like filtration, right? There's all these filters, and then there's AI, right? But why do I love this so much? I think I know, but help me finish this sentence here. Like, do you agree?
I don't know. For me, it's like they're different paintbrushes, and they're not reality. They are a different way of looking at reality. They're a different canvas, and I think we used to be able to have so much more fun with like how do you want it to feel and look? And it's a beautiful poetic representation of reality, not actual reality. And I feel like we've kind of been stuck in this, like someone else called it like the what did they call it? Like the plague of realism, or like the cult of realism. Like it's just like, it's like video games want to look more real and everything wants to look higher resolution and cameras look more and more. It's just like, we used to like light movies unrealistically, evocatively, and with hard light, and you could choose different film stocks that look so different, and different video cameras look so different. I don't know. It's like, it's just more, they're different paintbrushes, and I don't know. There's just a quality here that's so beautiful and interesting, and I also think it's just kind of punk rock, and yeah, I don't know. I love it because it's like just like a punk way of doing things, and it brings me back to like my roots. You know, like I remember like my parents' camera, their Panasonic, it's the TRV 900. Or maybe that was the one we bought once I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker in high school. But like TRV 11 was my parents' camera, and it was like a little handy cam. And I remember like the feeling it gave me when I was zooming in on a face and like starting to have my friends act in like a Lord of the Flies short film, and like that embeds in your heart, like how those performances look on MiniDV. Like there's something going on there. So I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's the generation we grew up in. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's just important to us, nostalgic to us, because we grew up with them. I mean, when I have that,
that's a good point. I mean, I do think like maybe younger generations are going to feel that way about iPhone footage. I mean, I also think the iPhone footage, like that's a cool look as well, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how our nostalgic feelings influence what we create today. Like when I have that camera beside my face, it smells the same way it did when I was 10. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, I'm obsessed with connecting with like the root of craft, you know, in each of us. And yeah, I mean, this can lead us to a bigger question. I usually try and have, I don't try, but if it makes sense to have the AI question with every guest, because it is such a big, scary thing to so many people, right? I just want to know your opinion on what that might mean for this industry, and your feelings on that.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes as like generative AI, like creative generative AI, my opinion is as invalid or valid as anybody else's. Like, I'm sure it's going to make a huge impact on the industry and change things in the ways that we're all worried it's going to. But I'm looking more at, if I take myself out of the fear of what it's going to do to the whole thing, and I keep in my heart this hope that like as storytellers, there's still going to be a place for basic human storytelling filmmaking. When I look at AI in terms of the tools, not generative AI, but like AI tools that can help us while filmmaking, those aspects I think are interesting. I think like we've been using AI to help with some like sharpening right now, like we've been like up-res sharpening using AI, and then having the artist then continue to roto within it. And it's been saving out of focus 16 millimeter shots, you know, that like there was a problem with our lens and our film gate, and like they've brought shots back into usability. Like I'm like, that is a perfect use case of like, it's not being done by like just going on Google and Gemini and doing it. It's like the VFX team is working with their tools, and one of those tools helps to do that. And then they, you know, so I don't know, like things like that, or like roto, blue screen help. Like I'm interested in if it's incorporated as a tool that the artists use, not if it just completely replaces them. So I don't know. It's a longer, complicated conversation, you know?
It is. Well, I think you covered it well. I agree with you. Thank you for your perspective. And dude, thank you for your brain and your time. I know you're in the Canary Islands right now on set. You had an all-nighter and then you woke up to jump on this. I couldn't thank you enough. This has been super fun, and I can't wait to have you back.
Oh, my pleasure. It was so much fun talking.